So how does the big Aaron Nola contract help the Yankees? Let's talk about it. Hope you had a great weekend. So if you haven't heard, Aaron Nola and the Phillies agreed to a 7-year, about $175 million extension, new contract. So he's coming back home, the Phillies, where he belongs. So there was talks about the Yankees getting in there, potentially the Cardinals, and so on and so forth. So, but they locked up their guy, and this is no surprise. Dave Dombrowski is one of the more aggressive, bold GMs in baseball. So I'm not surprised, especially once he heard other teams were interested in him or showing interested or maybe even talking to his people. They wanted to lock that down pretty quickly. So they did. And kudos to Aaron Nola for the big contract. Kudos to the Phillies for bringing their boy back. Again, this sets the market. So what is that? What do I mean by that? Well, I don't think Blake Snell's going to get any less than that. Just won a Cy Young. And I don't think Yoshinobu Yamamoto's getting any less than that either. So teams like the Cardinals who are desperate for starting pitching, I think this makes it more difficult for them to get a pitcher. Now, there are other pitchers that they can bring in, right? Sonny Gray, Eduardo Rodriguez, and so on and so forth. But that said, there's also the trade market, and they need volume. So instead of overpaying for a lot of guys, this is potentially where the Yankees come in. Okay, so what do I mean by that? And we're going to get into this more. We're going to talk about this more because I think that the news is going to start heating up now. So if you're not, for some reason, subscribed to this channel, hit that red button, please, and hit the notification bell. That way you're in the front of the line to get the content when it comes in. Well, the Yankees have an abundance of pitching prospects and major league pitching. The Cardinals need multiple arms. I can't see them paying big money for multiple guys. So, or ridiculously overpaying for one guy. The Phillies, I think this is an overpay, but that's the price right now. That's he just set the market for a lot of guys. He just brought up Sonny Gray's price. He just brought up Eduardo Rodriguez's price, like some of these guys. So how does this help the Yankees? Well, the Yankees, again, they line up nicely with the Cardinals for a potential trade, right? So Yankees need bats, left-handed bats. The Cardinals have a couple to spare. The Cardinals need pitching, young pitching prospects and major league pitching. Yankees have a couple of those to spare. So what if a Nestor Cortez and a Chase Hampton and a Randy Vasquez or something like that sent over to the Cardinals in exchange for a Brandon Donovan and maybe a Nolan Gorman or Dylan Carlson or something like that? 2 bats for 3 arms. Maybe the Yankees can add another pitching prospect. And the reason why I'm not going overboard is because we still want them to trade for Juan Soto, and they're going to need pitching for that trade too. So, and maybe outfield prospects. And again, Soto's got 1 year left, so I don't expect them paying the farm. They're going to have to pay the farm for him, but San Diego's going to try to extract as much as possible. So I do think the Yankees can still make a trade with San Diego for Soto and not use any of the guys that they would or could send to the Cardinals. So there could be 2 significant trades. As much as a lot of folks want Soto and Bellinger, and I totally get it, I'd take 3 left-handed bats instead of 2. And the 2 left-handed bats from the Cardinals have come with multiple years of control. The big expenditure would be Juan Soto. And if they somehow get Yamamoto here, that's 2 big expenditures. And if they got 2 affordable bats as well, then they got 3 left-handed bats instead of 2. And as much as Bellinger's an exciting getting to San Diego, Yankees, it sounds like the Yankees are part of the 2 semifinalists for Cody Bellinger. Now, would I be surprised if he came here? No, not at all. Would I be surprised if they got Bellinger and Soto? No. That would be reminiscent of almost 2009, except they did 2 pitchers and 1 bat there. Big names. Here, they would do 2 big bats and 1 big pitcher. It would be the other way around, but it would be reminiscent of that offseason. So I do think this could potentially help the Yankees and make them more logical, sensible trade partners with the Cardinals, because the Yankees again have what the Cardinals want and the Cardinals again have what the Yankees want. So could they make something else work out? Yeah, I think so. And again, I have a feeling discussions will arise at some point, so I'll keep you updated on that. I definitely will. And the other piece of news I wanted to share with you is that Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic is kind of throwing out hints that the Atlanta might be preparing, making their moves now for a bigger move. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said the other day, the moves at Atlanta, they're not going to make a lot of moves, I don't think, but the moves that they make, they're going to be quality moves. And I could see them making a pitching addition. Like I said, I could see them maybe bringing in Sonny Gray via free agency, or maybe even a trade for a guy like Corbin Burns. I know Brandon Woodruff got non-tender, but he's going to miss almost the whole season anyway. And for a win-now team for the Braves, it doesn't make sense for them to go after somebody like Brandon Woodruff. Corbin Burns will be expensive after this year. He makes a more logical shot or logical option for the Braves, especially if they want to, do improve what they did this past year. And they were one of the top teams in baseball, and they just got beat by Phillies. Got beat by the Diamondbacks. I mean, it didn't work for them, unfortunately. So, that said, I could see them making a big move too. I mean, they brought in Aaron Bummer already for the bullpen, a quality arm for the bullpen. And could I see them maybe bring another bat? Yeah, but I think they have a bigger pitching need than an offensive need. Their bats are unbelievable. And another pitcher, frontline pitcher to go with Charlie Morton and some of the other guys, would be a good addition for the Braves. And could I see it happening? Very much so. So I would keep my ears and eyes peeled for this one and opened for this one. So I do think the Braves are going to make another move. And I do agree with Ken Rosenthal's sentiments that they could be planning for something bigger. So, and they're going to want to take advantage of this roster that they have and potentially try to get a World Series championship over here in Atlanta. So would I be surprised if they made a move like that? Not at all. Not at all. And again, going back to the Cardinals and the Yankees, I think this is a good move, not only for the Phillies because they brought their guy back, but a good move because I think it takes some pitchers out of the market for the Cardinals, and again, the Yankees are one of the couple of teams that have an abundance of not only major league level pitching, but pitching prospects that they're actually might be willing to trade. It doesn't sound like the Cubs are, or the teams like the Mariners. It doesn't sound like they're willing to trade their pitchers. The Yankees could be, and if they do, they're in a prime advantage. They're in the driver's seat. They're in the front of the line, and if they can somehow pull a trade off with the Padres for Soto, and somehow pull a trade off with the Cardinals for a couple left-handed bats, and still keep guys like Will Warren and Drew Thorpe and maybe Clark Schmidt or Michael King, they probably have to give up one of those guys in a trade. And as much as I like Mike King, he has 2 years of control left. Clark Schmidt has 4. And he's also best friends with Garrett Cole. So if I was going to keep one of them, it would probably be Clark Schmidt. But I would miss Michael King. But if you can get 2 bats from the Cardinals, or if it's the difference between getting Juan Soto and not getting Juan Soto, that to me is a no-brainer. This is Juan Soto. But let me know what you think about this. Let's talk about these two things. Do you think Atlanta's going to be preparing for a bigger move? And do you think this signing with the Phillies happens to help the Yankees? And do you happen to see or agree with what I'm telling you? And if you don't, that's fine. Give me your thoughts on it one way or the other. And if I get anything else, you'll get it. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.